If I told you I can give you the brain of a millionaire? In the next 7 days. Would you take it? If I told you, you could get that millionaire brain, and be propelled almost effortlessly towards a lifetime of true wealth, just by watching a few movie previews. Would you do it? Think that sounds impossible? Well, buckle up. Hold on to your hat. Because here we go. Listen. You're skeptical. You've heard big claims before and they didn't pan out. I get it. If you are anything like I was, you are also frustrated. Frustrated that there never seems to be enough month left at the end of the money. That your dreams of retirement are fading, and your expenses keep going up. Some of you are carrying debts you can't ever seem to shake. Others have tried starting businesses that flop. Or they succeed and wind up being just as much work as your old job. You secretly ask yourself, is this it? Is this what the rest of my life is going to look like? You know deep inside that unless something big changes, this is exactly what the rest of your life is going to look like. If you can relate to that, I have very good news for you. The answer to all of this is right under your nose. You're about to discover what separates you from a Bill Gates or a Steve Jobs. This secret is the reason that the rich will continue to get richer and the poor keep getting poorer. It's the real reason you will keep buying course after course about how to make money. And while your bank account continues to hover around empty, in just 5 minutes into this video, you'll know that secret. And when you do, you'll know exactly how to turn your life around 180 degrees for the rest of your life. So I urge you. Remove every distraction around you. Turn off your phone. Lock the door. Turn up the volume. And stay completely focused until this video is totally finished. Because in addition to learning this secret. I'm going to give you something for free at the end of this video that can make you a tremendous amount of money on its own. We'll be removing that gift in a few days. This is probably your only shot at getting it. I'm Winter V. And I am the owner of the fastest growing online company in the world. And I also consult for Fortune 500 companies regularly on how to help them reach their growth potential. And I have something to tell you. If you aren't where you want to be financially. Listen carefully. It's not your fault. Something that's decided how your life was going to go when you were just a child. Something that affects how every other method you were ever taught about how to be wealthy works. To understand what it is, there's a story you need to hear. It was Columbia Avenue in Portland, Oregon. There I was drunk, behind the wheel of a Toyota Matrix that had completely lost traction with the road. As that car spun round, any sane person would have gripped that wheel like a bear protecting its cub. Me? I took my hands off the wheel. Because in that single moment, in the calm of the eye of the storm, I was happy to die. You're probably wondering how I got to that point. And I'll tell you. You can call it bad karma. You can call it bad luck. Or a punishment from God. It's up to you. All I know was, it started with a buzz on my cell phone. It was about my mother. She had been battling some health issues, and thus far it was an unknown disease. She was being rushed to the hospital. They really had no way of treating it. Experts flew in from everywhere. It went on for months. Until she became trapped in her own body, unable to communicate or even ultimately. She chose to end her life. No, she didn't silently one night kill herself. She took advantage of some laws in her home state, which allowed her to ingest an actual death pill. Her demise was scheduled on a Monday morning. I painfully remember the days leading up to that Monday. The state provided assistance in what was needed. She took her pill. She took a lot longer to go than she was supposed to. I held her in my arms as she breathed her last breath, whispering to her that her children would all be okay. You'd think I'd have a minute to mourn for my mom. I didn't have a second. I was trapped in a relationship with an abusive girlfriend that I didn't know how to leave. And guess what? When you're over $25,000 in debt to the IRS, they don't accept installment plans. How kind of them. They would be levying my bank account soon. I took a low-paying IT job to try to stop the bleeding. But I lost that job. On my 26th birthday. 2 days before Christmas. With no end in sight to this real-life horror film. I turned to the bottle. One shot led to another. And before I even knew what was happening. I was raging alcoholic. I know it seems hard to believe that all of this could happen to one person in a single year. I didn't believe it either. Which is why I had to drink enough to make sure I never had to face it. That's why I embraced death that night in the car. Now let me bring you to August of 2014. As of today I haven't had a drink in 23 months. And see that? That's me jumping out of a plane in New Zealand, totally sober. And this is what I call home now. These are my cars. Making me the fastest growing internet marketer to date. Which is why everywhere I go, everyone pesters me constantly with the same question, so what's your secret? And we'll get to that now. Well, after surviving the drunk driving incident, I found myself in jail. For several days. With no booze to dull my emotions. No real distractions. There was just me and my thoughts. And something really took me a sudden. I began to notice all the negativity floating around in my head. About life. About myself. About my abilities to do anything right. How I'm no good with money. How I didn't do enough for my mom. How I will never find someone who truly cares about me. Why was I thinking like this? I'd never thought like that before. Ever since the tragedy with my mother. That event kicked off a destructive pattern that was destroying my life. It was my own mind that had become my enemy. When I got out, I went online to find something that would get me out of the real prison. The mental prison I'd created for myself. I tried it all. Maybe I was just stubborn. Not really sure. All I know is I bought about 20 different personal development products. Nothing worked on me. Still addicted. Still broke. And still angry. I religiously practiced the law of attraction. I tried hypnotherapists, meditation therapy. I got this feeling that something was missing. Like I was looking in the wrong place. The problem was deeper than my thoughts. Because my thoughts just kept snapping back to the way they used to be. No matter what I did. By the brain we become mad and delirious, and fears and terrors assail us. All these things we endure from the brain, when it is not healthy. I started to think about it. What if my brain was behind all of this? Maybe my brain was the reason I wasn't able to think and grow rich. The more I thought about it, the more it made sense to me. I'm a programmer, and I know that if your hardware is shot, you can have the best software, and it just won't work. And if you pour the best wine into a broken glass well, that won't work either. I figured that's sorta what's been happening with all the work everyone is doing with their thoughts. All their hard work is falling through the cracks. I had no job. And I love to learn new things. So I went all in and spent over 100 hours researching the brain. And this is what I found out. Your brain has over 100 billion neurons. Sort of like cities. But these cities are not all connected. If neurons have highways, called synapses, connecting them to each other, the electrical signal flows and that part of the brain works better. What I discovered next was huge. After it was all said and done, I realized that if you saw a map of these neural connections, you will see a map of your life. It's amazing. Your brain is basically a roadmap that decides what direction your life will take. It decides how you react, how you process information. How much motivation you have, how much musical talent you have. And most importantly the creativity, planning ability, and motivation that makes people rich. Well, it turns out. And most other people's brains are conditioned another. That is the only difference between you and a Bill Gates. If he hadn't made money with Microsoft, he'd have made money somewhere else. He has a rich person's brain. That's why when rich people start one business successfully, they usually are successful with the others too. Because it doesn't really matter what business they are in. They are wired for success. It just comes to them naturally. They have very strong neural connections, in the qualities that make you successful with money. Then there's the rest of us. We've got roadblocks in those areas. It's like we're stuck on a repeat. That's why each day seems a little like Groundhog Day. You go to the same job. Taking the same roads. Drinking the same coffee. And getting the same results. But how do you change it? Is it even possible to change it? Well, nobody thought you could. Until scientists discovered, only recently, something called brain plasticity. The ability to reshape your brain. This was the golden nugget that I was looking for. I spent another 75 hours just on brain plasticity. I figured if I could reshape my brain, I could reshape my life. I went through hundreds of government studies, hundreds of academic research papers. I knew the librarian like a brother. Until I'd read every article I could about brain plasticity. Then I delved into the medical research. Until one day. I discovered a small government-funded study done in 1993 with 50 college students. Just 7 days to a new brain. How was this possible? I found out the strategy they were using. I couldn't believe it. This was a true breakthrough. How come I didn't hear about this on the news? I didn't know, but I knew it was powerful. Money problems were at the top of my mind. So one of my first thoughts was, what if I used it for wealth? What if I could use it to get me out of this financial mess? So I started using the method. For all the key parts of the brain needed for money making. Tweaking them to make them work for me. And for that specific purpose. It was really weird. But after a few weeks of doing this, I noticed my attitude started to change. I started to see things more clearly. My dreams about money just came more into focus and became more real to me. More doable. Suddenly I knew exactly what I needed to do. And with no hesitation, I started to do it. All that procrastination and laziness that was keeping me on the couch was gone. I started to really enjoy the work I was doing. It just flowed. Ideas started to come. Good solid ideas. I started moving forward. And I was actually attracting partnerships. That I never was able to get. People just looked at me differently. Like I was going somewhere. I was shocked. The next week it made $45,489. Now I was floored. It kept growing from there. I had to hire 3 support reps. Just to keep up. By the end of the year. I turned around and realized I had netted over $1.2 million. I had cleared all of my debts. Bought my first home. Paid in cash. And a girlfriend who I absolutely love. And who loves me back just the same. It all came back to that method. The method was great. But it took a lot of time and effort to do. The programmer in me asked. How could I make this more efficient? I wanted to see even bigger results even faster. And why not make it more fun? So I actually enjoy doing it. I was watching a movie preview at the time. And I thought to myself. Everybody loves movie previews. And they really seem to really have a big impact on us at a deep emotional level. How much more powerful would that be? What if I combined the power of a movie preview to this brain reshaping method? Well, guess what? I ran an ad on Craigslist for people willing to partake in a 1-week experiment. We used the movie preview method. And I was absolutely astounded. With one catch. Instead of spending 30 minutes a day. We were spending just 90 seconds, 2 times a day. Word got out about this experiment. You may have seen our brain miracle featured in several major medical news sites. Today I have several neuroscientists who swear by my movie preview method. We're currently working on a published study in a major peer-reviewed journal. One of the first people I tried it on was my sister Kara. She was unemployed for 2 years. Yup. It runs in the family. She watched the movie previews every day for an entire month. She landed a new job by day 12. She swears by this method now. I wanted to see what would happen if someone used it who already had some money. So I offered to do it for an entrepreneur known as CJ. He said why not. He told me he couldn't describe why. Things just seemed lighter. Easier. He was more creative. He was having more fun. I began to realize that this was it. This is what the world has been missing. This is the real road to true wealth. It turns out. True wealth is only built on a certain kind of brain. I created the system to shape that kind of brain. I've now perfected the system so well. That like clockwork. I can get someone started with the system. And see their income rise. At least 20%, 30%, even 50% in their first month of using it. In short, I can now confidently say that I can hardwire your brain for wealth, giving you the brain of a millionaire. All the right neural pathways. So you think like a millionaire. Act like a millionaire. You will get the results of a millionaire. And that's why I call this system the Millionaires Brain Academy. The surest and fastest way to live out your financial dreams. How do I know? Because I did it for myself. Have a look. This is what my bank account looked like after just using this system for 6 months. And I'm not the only one. Check this out. Winter. It's Jason. And I just wanted to get in touch, tell you that taking the Millionaires Brain Academy program has been the most rewarding experience of my life. I feel like I was tied up my whole life. And suddenly, I'm free. Suddenly, where I saw misery, I see opportunities. I have the motivation, the drive. My wife can't believe I'm finally taking action on the business I've always wanted to start. And get this. I just made $6,486 in the past week. I have a clear chart to $1 million. And I'm not stopping until I hit it. Winter, you just plain rock. Jason. Winter. Thank you. I don't know how to thank you. I have been promoted 2 times in the past 6 months. This is unheard of in my company. My income has gone from $45,000 to $65,000, and if I keep this up I'm headed towards the corner office. I don't really understand how it works. All I can say is life just goes so much easier when I started doing it. Like there was no obstacles. I truly feel like I have a millionaire's brain. Winter, my buddy. You know me from high school. You'll remember I went into finance and then day trading. You were always a smart kid in the class, so when I saw you had a course I had to try it. Get this, I was seeking out a living before the Millionaires Brain Academy. After the course, I'm profitable on 72% of my trades. They're now giving me the largest account in the firm. Everyone keeps trying to ask me what my secret is. But I'm keeping this one between you and me. I'm keeping the secret to myself. Folks. These are real testimonials. These are just 3 out of hundreds of stories I've received from the Millionaires Brain Academy success. Their lives will never been the same. Give me 7 days. And I can do it for you. I can give you a new brain. With all the power, creativity and the drive you had when you were a child. With all the opportunities of an adult. And you'll be able to do it by watching 90-second movie previews, and going through the Millionaires Brain Academy product. I've taken all of the most powerful modalities. The ones that have gotten people the most results. In the shortest amount of time. Through hundreds of hours of testing. Now it's easy as pie. And it is by far the most advanced personal growth system yet. As I may have already mentioned. It's called the Millionaires Brain Academy. With the Millionaires Brain Academy, you don't need to do any research. We've already tested it through and through. All you're going to do is press play on these 90-second movie previews, and use the Millionaires Brain Academy. Follow our simple routine. That fits right into your normal day. And your brain will start to change. Connections will start to be made. You'll notice it. Because your feelings will change. Your moods. You'll notice new perceptibility. New curiosity. You'll be able to plan your financial future with crystal clear clarity. Desire to get up and go after those goals. Like you've got a jetpack. That's right. Just by watching these short videos, and using the product. You can delete the failures of the past. So there are no limits on your future. Suddenly see absolutely everything you need to do. To create the financial future you always dreamed of. Doors will start opening to you. It's really a full-scale reboot. On your entire life. Imagine. No matter how old you think you are. Bring back the spring in your step. To have a better sense of humor. More likability. More intuition. Imagine you could just eliminate procrastination from your life. I'll show you how. Imagine you had remarkable goal setting and power of execution. Imagine being calm under pressure. Always on the ability to focus 6 hours straight without taking a break. It's way easier than you think. When you know to change your brain. We're just going to remove the roadblocks. Using these short little movie previews will automatically clear away the dirt. The glue the viruses that have been plaguing your brain. You don't really know what you're capable of but you will. The Millionaire's brain is going to leave you feeling like a new man or a new woman because your computer hardware is going to be brand new. Get ready to swap your old brain for the Millionaire's brain. Here are the tools we're going to give you inside the Millionaire's Brain Academy. We're going to give you access to the. It's just what it sounds like. It's going to remove all the things holding you back from being rich and give you a completely fresh start. This is where we mold the fresh brain into a millionaire's brain. You'll feel the changes in the very first day, making your millionaire brain work faster and more efficiently, and how to keep it up to doing it. In addition, we're going to include the most coveted manual to wealth I have ever seen. You will have a complete map from where you are to over $1 million and you won't even have to think about it. We're calling it. Now there is one more product I want to give you. Although I can't offer this for long. This product is called. If you have the right thoughts, on top of the right brain it can multiply your results 5 times over that's a fact. From the few people who have combined the millionaire mindset with the millionaire brain the results are just going crazy up as high as 70% over those who just used the millionaire brain alone. That's something serious and the speed of getting results going up about 45% on average but I also want you to know that when you're in the Millionaire Brain Academy program you're guaranteed to succeed because I'm going to be in there making sure you do. I'm going to be there for you every step of the way along with my team holding your hand all the way to the finish line where you've reached your financial goals. We're doing this together I know you're thinking about the price of the Millionaire's Brain Academy and we'll get to it. But first, let me ask you what would you pay for someone to save your life? Honestly. Is there anything you wouldn't pay? What about saving your financial life? What would you pay if you knew someone could do that for you? It's hard to say. It's hard to put a price on being able to live the life of millionaire. But we had to start somewhere. So we thought about the fact that rehab centers license our program for their addiction patients for $5,000. We understand you're an organization, so we're not going to charge $5,000 to you. My first thought was $1,000 because my colleagues took one look at the program and said if you don't charge at least $1,000 I'm gonna pound you. While I appreciate that advice and their offer of a good old-fashioned pounding I'd rather worry less about them and more about you. Which is why I slashed the price from $1,000 to $500. Some people have told me they still can't afford the $500. So I considered $250. I even considered $150. If I can this program in your hands today I'll have a lot of rich friends and I like having rich friends. So what I'm basically going to give you all the profits I would have made.